So welcome this morning. So we are starting lying down today. I'm just going to stay seated for a little while just to check if anyone joins late, but we're starting lying down. So once you've made any movements, giving your knees a squeeze or a little bit of rocking side to side, feel free just to bring your feet to the floor in semi-supine, so your knees are pointed up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable. Feet wider apart and your inner knees knocked together like an inverted letter V can create some more space in the back. Lovely. So I've been reading a lovely book this week, and it's called When Things Fall Apart by a Buddhist teacher and monk called Pema Chodrun. Some of you might have heard of her. And I thought it was particularly relevant, the title, at the moment in what we're going through. And I felt it was written just for me when my fridge broke on Sunday. And that really did feel like the final straw, trying to arrange to have a fridge delivered whilst respecting social distancing. I'll let you know how that goes tomorrow. But anyway, I'm going to pepper some of her words throughout the practice today. And there might be a phrase or two that really resonate with wherever you are today. So I'm going to start with this wonderful quote from her book, When Things Fall Apart. And she wrote, "To be fully alive, fully human, and completely awake is to be continually thrown out of the nest. To live fully is to be always in no man's land, to experience each moment as completely new and fresh." And I thought that was really relevant to start with, because we might be feeling at the moment in this strange period of our lives that each day is a little bit like Groundhog Day. We're becoming a little bit jaded. So the challenge is, maybe in the days ahead, to really try and find something in each day, facing each day, that is new and fresh. And we can apply that same thought when we come down to our yoga mats, that no matter how experienced a practitioner we are, whether we practice every day or we've been practicing every week for some time, every time we hit our mat, every time is new and fresh, completely different. So take a moment to really scan your body, have a real explore of what you're bringing to the mat today. Every time we practice, we're bringing something different, be it something physical, an injury or an issue we need to be particularly mindful of. A differing energy. It's warm, and that can, for some people, really invigorate them. And for others, it can be, just quite hard to fight that period of being quite kind of compressed, hard to breathe. And also emotionally, every time, particularly this period where emotions seem to be a little closer to the surface, we're bringing something different. So just take a few breaths to really explore that, what you're bringing to this moment, this new and fresh moment. Be fully alive is to experience each moment as completely new and fresh. So as we go through the poses today, maybe again, rather than anticipating, forward thinking what's coming, here we are in downward dog, here we are on all fours, again, can we think about that movement as new and fresh? What can we bring to that movement that's new? What feels different? Let's start just to begin to deepen the breath now. Having explored what we brought to the mat, let's explore the breath body. And our second quote, don't worry, we will do some yoga, it's not all going to be a story, but a lovely quote again from her is, "Ventilate your life's atmosphere by creating breathing space." I think that's beautiful. Ventilate your life's atmosphere by creating breathing space. So important to carry us through our practice, carry us through our day-to-day living, carry us through these challenging times to create and perpetuate that sense of deep breathing. So see if you can now just create a little bit of breathing space for yourself. You might have your hands resting on your belly and your chest if you want to experience that breath more viscerally this morning. Or just allow the arms to rest down alongside you. Can we create some more breathing space that we can carry forth into our practice, into our day ahead? We're going to really work with the breath today. A few cheeky challenges to throw us out of our yoga nests. We can take or skip out. Again, listening to what we're bringing to the mat today. So releasing the arms down alongside you if you have them resting on your belly or your chest, but try and keep that sensation of deep abdominal breathing as we just explore bringing the arms all the way up and back above the head, starting off to release the shoulders. We'll do some nice shoulder stretches today. So remembering you can take the arms out in a broader V shape if that's more comfortable. Spread the fingers and liven out through the palms, soften the front of the rib cage, and again, create that breathing space into the sides of the body there. Lovely. And then as you bring the arms back down alongside you, see if you can bring your knees now into your chest and give your knees a little squeeze. Apanasana, it's called. Maybe add a little rock or roll side to side, a little circle of the knees. And then we're going to add those two movements with our breath, being mindful of keeping that breathing space. So knees to the chest, hands on each knee. As you inhale, just reach the arms all the way back and bring your feet down to the floor. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the knees and give the knees a little squeeze in. See if you can peel your tailbone up from the floor, release the low back. And ready to inhale, feet to floor, arms extend back, upper arms by the ears or in that wide V. Let me give the knees a little squeeze. And if you want to begin bringing your forehead to meet your knees, feel free, go ahead. But lower the head down as you bring your feet down and the arms are off at that behind you. So it's a nice release for the back, and it's almost like, it's sometimes called bellows breath, this. So we're opening and closing the knees, almost like bellows, squeezing out the breath. And feet to floor to bring in and receive that inhale. Let's do that a couple more times. If it's too much to lift the head, keep the head down and just give the knees a little squeeze. Absolutely fine wherever you are this morning. Let's do one more. Inhaling, arms come back. And we'll all end with the knees in towards the chest. If you're rounding up nose to knee, you might just want to pause there for a moment to that tight, tight little ball. And then lower the head, but we'll keep the knees where they are. Lovely. So keeping the knees to the chest, or if the lower back is tight today, again, really listening to what's going on, you might bring your feet down to the floor for this little twist sequence. We'll bring the arms out shoulder height, turning the palms up towards the ceiling. Nice sense of spreading and settling the upper back into the mat. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, let's tip the knees over to the right. It's coming down maybe about halfway on this first exploratory twist. And as you inhale, bring the knees back to center. As you exhale, let's tip them over to the left. Again, just coming down halfway. Not too much too soon, and use that inhale to really use the abdominals to bring the knees safely back. And just roll with the breath, a little tipping of the head maybe. We start to turn the head in the opposite direction to your knees. And remember, if the back is really feeling it today, just bring your feet down to the floor, that hip width apart, and just tip-top the knees from side to side. Lovely. So those of you who want to be thrown out of your yoga nest with a little challenge, next time the knees are to your chest, we pause and extend the legs up towards the ceiling. So this is going to really load the lower back. So any lower back issues, maybe keep your knees to your chest. Let's take an inhale, and as you exhale, let's take both legs over to the right. Again, maybe just halfway with the legs extended. Really use the core so you can feel the strength you need to bring the legs back to center as you inhale, and then exhale over to the other side. So really keeping the upper back glued and grounded to the mat. Let's do one more each way, and then I'll offer a little hybrid, a little kind of in-between, if you like, that also offers a nice inner thigh stretch. So one more over to the left with the legs straight if you're with me, and then we'll bring the legs back through center. And I'll take the legs out nice and wide. Not the most elegant of poses, but a really nice one for the inner thighs. Stretch the heels away from you. Lovely. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, just bring your right leg to meet the left. So you draw a big rainbow with that top leg. And then as you inhale, take that right leg out. So you're back in that wide leg stretch. And as you exhale, that left leg rainbows over to meet the right. Lovely. Oh, I can see lots of rainbow legs. Inhale back into that wide leg stretch. So we might all be doing something completely different to each other, the beauty of practicing at home. So we're either doing a little twist with our knees to our chest, legs straight, or incorporating that nice inner thigh stretch. Ooh, if you're with me in that inner thigh stretch, I'm going to do one more, bringing my right leg to meet the left, back into that lovely wide V, and last time, left leg meeting right. Coming back to that nice V shape. So wherever you are, let's extend the legs out to the side, push the heels away from you, get that nice sense of stretch through the inner thighs. And then bending the knees, bring the heels together, knees wide, hands slide down towards the top of your ankles, and just press your heels down towards your bottom, and you can really feel that the lower back begins to just spread and release into the floor there. So it's almost that sense of lengthening your tailbone down to the top of your mat. Lovely. And if you wish, you can stay there. You can even hold onto your knees and just draw your knees down to your armpits, or lifting your head, maybe catching hold around the outside edges of your feet, lowering your head down and coming up into a happy baby. And again, you can have a little playful rock around there if that feels nice. Massage for the back, seeing how the hips feel. And again, if you come to stillness maybe in that happy baby, that sense of this pose being new and fresh, we think about bringing the knees down towards your armpits, stacking your shins so they're perpendicular to the floor, and you're holding on to the outside edges of your feet if you can, because it opens up through the chest. Just take a couple of breaths there in that lovely hip opener, or heels to bottom, holding on to your shins or your knees, breathing some space into the hips, breathing space. And then we'll all meet, bringing the heels down towards the bottom. You can cross at the ankle, hold behind the knees, and just rock your way up to seated. Or again, a little cheeky challenge, you lift up, take hold of the outside edges of your feet. With that little tighter cross, you have a little rock up and down. Woo. I've got a very squeaky floorboard, you might hear it, it's not me, I promise. When you've had enough of rocking and rolling, we'll come up into a seated position. We're not going to be here for long, so you can extend the legs out. It really doesn't matter. So I did a lovely yoga practice this week, and we incorporated this beautiful shoulder stretch. And it's called the Dance of Shiva. So I'll have a play with this. We're going to incorporate it throughout the practice. So I'll be coming back to this one. We start by taking the palms up towards the ceiling, fingertips pointing in, and really draw the elbows back. And you feel that nice squeeze through the back of the heart, shoulder blades draw together. So you want to push the palms up towards the ceiling. And then we bring the elbows down and turn the palms up towards the ceiling, fingertips facing out to the side. You can feel again that openness through the shoulders. Inwardly rotating now as we bring the fingertips in towards the navel. Keeping the body upright, we thread the arms back behind us, palms up. Try and keep the body upright, lovely. And then swim the arms up, lovely. Take an inhale, palms up towards the ceiling. Look at you, my lovely Shivas. And as you exhale, elbows bent, palms up, fingers out, lovely. Inhale as you bring your fingers in towards belly button. And as you exhale, reach the arms back. Lovely. Couple more times. Inhale, so a little bit of coordination. Palms press up, elbows draw back. Lovely. Exhale. So it's almost like a little cactus, but with your palms up, like a little waiter. Inhale, fingertips in. You really feel like what that does to the shoulders, say. And then all the way back. Last time. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale. Don't worry if you get kind of confused. Just make it your own. Inhale, a bit of new and fresh moves for us. And this time as you take the hands back behind you, let's see if we can clasp the hands, draw the knuckles down, get that lovely chest opener. And we can stay there, or you can begin to hinge forwards, offering the chest down and lift the arms up, letting the head hang. Some of you more open than I am in the hips might even be able to bring your forehead down to the floor. If that's not for you today, keep the body upright and just draw the knuckles back. In that forward fold, just hold there for a breath or two more. And then we'll all lift ourselves up. Bringing the hands down, make your way safely onto all fours. Some of you might be able to roll over your ankles. Some of you might want to uncross your legs first of all. Lovely. So again, we're coming to a movement here that is very familiar. So how can we make that new and fresh? Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. So as we find our way into that cat-cow, so inhaling, we dip the belly, lift the tailbone, let the head lift, but keep the neck long. And exhale, pushing into hands and knees, rounding up into the angry cat. Something I heard a teacher say recently that really kind of had a resonance for me is, can you imagine now that your neck begins between your shoulder blades? That sounds a bit crackers head. Your neck begins between your shoulder blades. But as you inhale, can you think about dipping that area between your shoulder blades and then get that sense of sinking the chest down, not throwing the head back, but elongating through the chest. And then as you exhale, that movement really, again, the shoulder blades spread as you drop the head down, but you're starting with that lovely sense of space between the shoulder blades. Inhaling, dipping the chest, so you feel the shoulder blades draw towards one another. And then again, the angry cat, so we spread the shoulder blades. Do a couple more, sometimes just those verbal cues, those images can make a very familiar pose. And they're really different. Works for some people and not for others. That's why I try and offer you some variations. Let's do one more. So that particular one really gave me a lovely visual image of that sense of space. Then let's come to all fours, that neutral position now. Keep the hands where they are. We're going to bring our knees together, our shins together. We're going to pick up the shins and start just to pivot on the knees. Anyone with knee issues, you can keep your knees down and just wag your hips from side to side. But if you're with me, you're adding that little pivot on the knees, and we're turning the head to look towards your toes, like a little curious cat or puppy looking back towards the tail. And as you do so, feel that lovely contraction and expansion on opposite sides of the waist. As you spin your heels to the right, that left side of the waist opens, the right shortens, and then we change sides and feel that right side of the waist get a nice stretch. So this one could be an interesting one. So let's come all the way back through center, lifting up through the shins. We're going to take a pivot of your feet all the way over to the left. Keep turning so your shins come back behind you. Extend that right leg out to the side and take the right arm up. So we're in a side plank. Did you get there? I thought I'd throw you out of the nest on that one. Again, just something a little bit new and fresh for us. Reaching that top arm all the way up. And if you can, extend the top arm, that right arm alongside your head, lifting your ear towards your upper arm. If you're behind me, please don't worry if you're kind of facing the opposite way. It really doesn't matter. Lovely. So we're going to try and come up into our gate pose now, Parangasana. So we're rising up with the body, using those oblique muscles as you come up, arms level with the shoulders. Take a nice inhale. And exhale, let's bring the right arm down this time. So again, we're getting a stretch through the opposite side of the waist. Push the hips forward, so squeeze the bottom. Take that inhale. This time as we exhale, left hand either comes to the hip, right arm up, or you might be able to bring fingertips to floor or to that block or book. You're going to roll between the two. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling, right hand down, left arm overhead. You get that lovely sense of stretch through the side body. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, fingertips to floor or hand to hip, top arm up or up and over. Let's do just once more. So just flowing with the breath. You've really got to work those oblique muscles to bring yourself up and down safely and with control. Lovely. So the next time that you've got your arms level with the shoulders and we're rising on up, let's all meet there. Beautiful. We're going to take a twist towards the right. So you're turning towards that extended leg. I'm probably not mirroring you this time. Turn towards that right leg. Left hand, you're going to bring down to the floor in front of you. So shift your weight forward so your shoulders above that left wrist and reach that right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. So I've got my right leg extended, right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, let's feed that right arm all the way underneath the left, coming into a little version of thread needle. Lovely. Keep that shoulder over that left wrist as you reach the right arm all the way up. You can look up. And exhale, hand reaches all the way through. Lovely one again, just to squeeze out, rinse out the shoulders. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. So let's come back into that little twist. Turning, turning, turning. And then we'll bring both hands down. Bring your knees back underneath the hips. And if you need to turn yourself so you're facing forwards to the top of your mat, please feel free to do so. I'm just going to turn around the opposite way. So knees are together, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. A little bit of turning around on the mat today. I'm going to pick up the shins and resume that little shifting of the hips. So coming back to that little wagging of your tail. And then coming to center, this time we're going to pivot on the knees, taking a turn to the right. So you turn, so your shins are behind you, right arm underneath the shoulder, and we extend the left leg out, big toe level with the knee, and reach that left arm up. So we're on the opposite side now. If you're doing opposite to me, don't worry about it. Lovely. So we're in that lovely gate pose, side plank pose, reaching up, take an inhale. And as you exhale, maybe that left arm extends alongside your ear, palm down, lifting your ear towards your upper arm, little push of the hips forwards. Beautiful. And then can you push the floor away and come all the way up into that gate pose? Lovely. Arms level with the shoulders. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, this time left hand down, right arm comes all the way up and over. So I'm probably not mirroring you at this stage, but that doesn't matter, does it? Inhale, take the arms out nice and wide. And as you exhale, right hand comes to the floor or to the hip, and the left arm can be up or alongside the ear as we come into that side plank. So inhale, we rise up, arms out, shoulder height. Exhale, left hand slides down towards your foot, right arm extends up and over. Lovely. Let's do one more. All the way down. So again, you can bring your hand to your hip if your fingertips really don't reach the floor today, it doesn't matter. Inhale up. And last time, let's come over that extended leg. Beautiful. And then we'll come back, facing forwards, arms out, level with the shoulders. We'll take a turn towards the left. So you're turning towards your extended leg now. Turning towards that extended leg. Right hand comes down to the floor. Shift the weight forward so we've got shoulders stacked above wrist. And we'll reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. So we're in a nice twist, an open twist towards that extended leg. Lovely, take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's feed that right arm, left arm all the way through. Inhaling, turning the chest, you can look up. And exhale, maybe looking towards those left fingertips as you reach out towards the end of your mat. Lovely, just once more, inhale, open through the chest. Beautiful, guys, and exhale, we'll feed the arm through. Lovely. We'll just pause in that twist, so push the floor away with that supporting hand. So you get that lovely sense of space. Beautiful. And then bringing both hands down, bringing the knees underneath the hips. And if you need to, turn yourself around on your mat. So once more, you're facing the top of your mat. That's quite enough craziness for a moment. Let's take it to a wide knee child pose. Knees wide, big toes touch, slide yourself back. And let's find a little bit of breathing space. Ventilate your life's atmosphere with some breathing space. So as you settle your hips back towards your heels, let's come up onto the fingertips. So there's a little bit more energy there. Pushing fingertips forwards and down, so your forearms and elbows are lifted. You push your fingertips down and just lift your chest up halfway, maybe taking the gaze up towards that space between your thumbs as you inhale. And as you exhale, can you allow the body to soften forwards and down, forehead might even touch the floor. So as we inhale, we get that little pulse, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze, and then exhale, allow everything just to melt down. Lovely. Let's just do that once more, inhaling up. And as you exhale this time, let's pause in that child pose. You can always flatten your palms, allow your elbows to drop. You might even want to bend your elbows and make a little platform for your head. Let's just take a couple of breaths there. And our lungs sit quite far back in our bodies, so let's think about breathing some space into the back of the bodies. Again, let's make that movement a little bit new and fresh by bringing the breath into the back, really expanding and opening the back. Beautiful. And slowly, slowly, let's walk the hands back towards the knees. I'll come around to face you, and let's point both knees either forwards, or you can keep them wide apart. The choice is yours. Then tuck the toes under and come up into a little squat. So you might have your knees facing forwards, you might have your knees wide apart. And if that really is for you, just pop your bottom down and stay seated. we come into a little balance challenge and walk yourself up your legs. Embrace the wobbles. And then let's bring the hands to the heart. See if you can find that moment of stillness. And just for that extra cherry on the cake, let's come back and remind ourselves of that little dance of Shiva. So as we inhale, palms press up. Exhale, elbows drop. Fingers face out, palms up towards the ceiling. Inhale as you bring the fingertips just in towards the belly button. And as you exhale, reach the arms back. Great to straighten the feet. Let's do that once more. Inhale. You feel the inner arches of your feet working as you exhale, elbows drop like a little waiter. Offering some canapes. Inhale, bring the fingertips in. And as you exhale, reach the arms back. Beautiful. Let's all bring the fingertips down to the floor. Again, you can keep your knees wide or draw your knees together. And as you inhale, let's lift the hips up towards the ceiling and begin to offer the heels down towards the floor, coming into a forward fold. And as you exhale, rebend the knees, pick up the heels, and sit back down into that little squat, wide-kneed or knees facing forwards. So inhale, we're going to push the hips up. You can always bring your hands onto your thighs. And as you exhale, pick up the heels as you lower the hips. Lovely. Last time, just exploring how those hamstrings feel today. Inhale and exhale. So this next time, we're going to come up into that forward fold. And pause there for a moment. You might have the knees generously bent to allow the body to yield forwards over the legs. Coming into our downward dog in a new and fresh way, simply by walking our hands forwards. So finding your downward dog, you might need to adjust how far your feet are away from your hands as you just add a little pedal out there. So a little pedal out through the feet. A little shake of the head. Let that long hair hang down towards the mat. We'll be rushing to the hairdressers soon, hopefully, trying to be the first in line. But for the meantime, let's embrace and let the hair hang. Beautiful. And then find that lovely stillness in downward dog. So again, we've got our arms in line with the sides of the body, making that deep up-ended V shape. Lovely, sinking rib cage back towards thighs. And then rolling the gaze forwards. So let's just step your right foot forwards. Up and out if it gets stuck, and we'll drop the back knee. Lovely. You can keep the toes tucked. You can flatten the foot. Entirely up to you. Rising up into that crescent lunge, sweeping the arms all the way up. And then just bring your right hand onto your right knee. And that left arm, you're going to reach all the way back behind you, looking towards that left hand. And then as you inhale, sweep the arm all the way up. Lovely one to open through the shoulder. And as you exhale, turn the chest as you reach all the way back. Lovely. Couple more times. Inhale, really reach up high. Lengthen out through the side of the waist. And now we turn the chest. Beautiful. Last one. Inhaling up. Really nice to bring that mobility to the shoulder all the way back. This time we're going to reach that left arm up. Lovely. And bring that left hand, back the left hand onto the outside of your right thigh or knee. Right arm sweeps up. This time we circle that right arm back behind you. So reach back through those right fingertips. And can you press your right knee into the back of the hand, and the hand is resisting. If you want to use the palm, feel free. So there's a little bit of resistance there in the knee and the hand, a bit of a battle as you turn the chest. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly, let's bring the hands down to frame that foot. Pick up the back knee and either come back onto all fours if you wish, or join me in a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Little vinyasa as you ripple the body forwards to plank, shoulders above wrists, and let's bring the knees down and then the chest as it's warm. Let's be kind to ourselves today. Lovely. So a nice wide-armed position. So hands might be off the mat. Lovely. So let's give ourselves some breathing space now. Lengthen the toes out behind you. And as you inhale, let the head hang as you ripple your way up into that cobra, lifting the chin at the top of the inhale. And slowly, slowly lower down so we can take the arms further forwards or wider. As you find that breathing space as you inhale, lifting the chin, top of the inhale, and try and stretch the chest forwards and down. So happily stay here. Can be as big or as small a movement as back permits. And if your back is okay, this time as you lift your chest, lift your shins and point your toes almost towards the back of your head, coming into a deeper back bend as you inhale. And then as you exhale, we lower the chest and lower the legs. We're going to do that twice more. So either just lifting the chest or bringing the heels towards the bottom, little point of the toes, push the hips down, and then lower all the way down. So it's almost like, again, a little hybrid between a cobra and a bow pose. Beautiful. Slowly, let's make the last one, lowering ourselves down, supporting your head on your hands. Let's bend the knees, point the toes towards the ceiling, and just swing the legs from side to side, just releasing out through the back. Beautiful. Then lengthening the legs out behind you, hands under shoulders as you push yourself up onto all fours. Tuck the toes under, walk your hands back towards your knees. And then we're back in that little squat position. It's going to hop forwards a little bit. So as you inhale, we lift the hips, pushing the heels down. And as you exhale, lift the heels so we're balanced just on the balls of the feet. Let's do that twice more. So just exploring, opening up through the back of the knees, really working into the feet. Great to stretch out the fascia of the feet. The next time we're up in that forward fold, just notice that the legs are beginning to feel a little bit warmer, a little bit more space available. You can maybe cradle the elbows this time and draw that semicircle around your toes. Lovely. And then we'll drop the hands, and it's called a bear walk. We walk the hands forwards into that downward dog. So the feet stay grounded, we just walk into that downward dog. And then we refine that position, tilting your pubic bone up towards the ceiling, pushing the floor away with hands and feet, finding again that deep inverted V shape. Let the head hang. Beautiful. Then as you look forwards, we'll step left foot forwards this time and drop the back knee. So take your time, find your way up again. Sometimes when it's hot, we get that head rush, so take your time to lift your gaze. Left hand on the knee. So we'll reach the right arm up this time, and we'll turn the chest. So you're turning to look back, if you can, towards that hand that's uncomfortable on the neck. Keep the gaze forwards. And then inhale, we reach up. And exhale, so we add that little pause, just with the arm level with the shoulder. Inhale, reach up. Beautiful one to open through the chest. Exhale, lovely. Let's do one more big rotation. Inhale as you sweep up. And exhale, pausing as you open through the chest. And this time we'll reach that arm up. Bring the back of the hand to the outside of that left knee or thigh. And the left arm, we offer out behind us, level with the shoulder, up towards the ceiling. And again, that little battle between your outer knee and your right hand. So you're squeezing your knee into your hand, and your hand is squeezing into your knee. So we're keeping the hips facing forwards, and then instead getting that lovely rotation through the back of the body. Beautiful, through the ribcage. And slowly, slowly, we'll bring the hands down. Again, you can step back onto all fours or tuck the toes and join me in that downward facing dog. Inhale, roll the body forwards to plank. Knees lifted or lowered. Again, really listen to what's going on as you come all the way down to the floor. Let's take the hands wide. 3 versions of your cobra. So as you inhale, lift the chest, maybe coming up into that little hybrid of cobra and boat, lifting the legs, lowering down. We'll do that twice more. If that's not for you today, you can always have your forearms parallel and hold in Sphinx pose. If you're with me in that cobra, I make this round about the last one. If you're doing an extra, good for you. Lovely. Slowly lower all the way down, hands alongside the shoulders. Let's come up onto all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. And this time from your downward dog, let's walk feet to hands. So we're reversing that bear crawl. Lovely. Planting your feet underneath your hips. Let's bend the knees. So you're bending your knees, dropping your hips. And then we'll reach the arms forwards, chest height, slowly bringing ourselves up into chair pose. Lovely. Beautiful. So we'll keep the arms level with the shoulders today, again, as it's hot. Sometimes the arms above the head can do all sorts of strange things with blood pressure, so we're not going to hold our arms above the head too much today. That being said, we are going to rise up now. Reach the arms up just momentarily, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. And now can you lift up onto the balls of your feet? Lovely. So lifting up onto the balls of the feet. And as you drop your heels, can you swing the arms all the way back and down into that swinging chair? So inhale, you can rise up, so you can take it slow and steady. Or as you release and exhale, you can do it with a big whoosh. Swing the arms back. Inhale, sweep the arms up, lift the heels. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Lovely. Let's do that twice more, all the way up. And again, you can do it slowly and more contained if that's for you. Last time, all the way up, lift the heels. All the way back and down into that chair pose. Let's sweep the arms forwards. It's coming into that chair pose. Imagine the knees are squeezing towards one another. And then as you rise on up, let's bring the hands to the heart. Beautiful. Oh, just something going on outside my window. Very strange. Sorry about that. I heard a very strange noise. So bring the hands to the hips. We're going to step the right leg back behind you. Now, lots of options here. You can keep your back heel grounded, more of a warrior one pose, or you can lift the heel and be in a high lunge. So the choice is yours. I'm going to, for the moment, choose a warrior one, landing that back heel. Lovely. Bring the hands to the heart. So wherever we are, we're squaring up hips and heart towards the front of the mat. And we're coming back to that little Shiva dance. So as you inhale, palms push up towards the ceiling, squeeze the back of the heart. Exhale, turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, fingertips face in. And as you exhale, reach the arms back and we'll lean the body forwards. Swim the arms up, palms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, elbows drop, palms up. Inhale, fingertips face in. Exhale, reaching forwards. Lovely. Just once more. So if you're with me in that warrior one, we're keeping that back heel grounded. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And this time as we exhale and lean forward, reach the arms back and see if you can catch hold of opposite elbows. And then from there, lifting the chest. Just straighten that front leg as you inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knee and we'll offer the chest forwards. Lovely. Inhale as you lift up. And exhale, lower down. So you might just want to stay here today. Or inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, we'll keep the front knee bent. And have on playing with that back foot. So as you inhale, we lift that back leg. And as you exhale, we can lower the foot down. I'm just going to move back so I don't brain myself on my cabinet there. So as we inhale, we lift up. And exhale. Now, some of you might just want to stay here. Some of you might want to come and join me in a warrior three, extending out through that back foot and reaching the arms out nice and long. So choice is yours. Flying with me or lifting and lowering that back leg. And wherever we are, let's all bring the hands to the heart, bringing that knee to the chest if you're with me in a warrior three. And then bringing the foot down. Beautiful. Pause there for a moment. Find that breathing space in between poses. I'm just going to turn around. Reaching the arms all the way up, lifting the heels as you inhale. Exhale, swinging chair, so it might be more dynamic. You might just be lowering slowly. Inhale, see if you can find that balance, that little pause at the top. And you can exhale either with a whoosh or a more controlled, contained version. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Let's find that chair pose, reaching the arms forwards. We'll squeeze the knees together. And then rising up, hands to heart. So this time it's the left leg we step back, making sure your feet are hip width apart. Again, you can do it from a high lunge, or I prefer to do it in a warrior one. So my back foot is slightly out, anchoring out through that back heel. A little bit more stability. Lovely. Bend the front knee. Lift up through the chest, ready for that little dance of Shiva. Inhale, turn the palms up. Elbows bend. Exhale, that little waiter opening through the chest. Inhale, fingertips point into the navel. And as you exhale, we lean forwards and offer the arms back, grounding through that back heel. Lovely. Twice more. Inhale. Whoop. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, reaching back. So we're grounding through that back foot. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And this time as you exhale, reach forwards, clasp the elbows, and then rise up. And now change the clasp of your elbows, because I bet you're holding the same way as before, at least I was. So squaring up through the chest, straighten up through that front leg, take an inhale. And as you exhale, rebend the knee. Keep grounding through that back heel if you're in a warrior one as you offer the chest forwards. And then inhale, straighten the leg, rise up. Exhale, stretch the chest forwards. Lovely. Last time, inhale. So you might want to carry on with this and join me now, holding that forward fold. And start to have a little play. So as you inhale, you might shift the weight, just hover the foot off the floor. And as you exhale, find that support of the mat. Little play, seeing how that feels. Inhale and exhale. Again, I'm going to have to move back a little bit. So this time you might want to hold in that warrior three. So we're bringing the body again, kind of perpendicular to the floor, stretching the arms out if you wish, stretching out through that back foot. Beautiful. And if you can, hands to heart. Bring that knee to the chest. Oh, and then bring the feet down. Beautiful. Well done. So turning now just to face the long edge of the mat. Let's pause there. Just find a bit of breathing space. And then we'll bring the hands to the hips and step the feet nice and wide on the mat. Nice and wide apart. Lining up your big toes. Beautiful. So lifting up through the chest, squeeze the elbows back behind you, take an inhale. And as you exhale, hinging forwards, bringing your fingertips down just onto the floor underneath your face. Beautiful. So if your lower back is tight, you can always slightly pigeon toe your feet, heels in, toes in, heels slightly out to the side there. Beautiful. Lovely. So hands onto your face again. If your hands don't quite touch the floor, you can work with your hands on your thighs. We'll have that block or book underneath your fingertips. Shift the weight slightly forward. So again, you've got your shoulders over your wrists and a nice long back. And we'll just start to shift the weight from side to side. Bending and straightening of alternate knees. Let's see how that feels today. Oh, nice one to stretch out the inner thighs. Beautiful. So we've got lots and lots of options for this next one. We come into a version of fan pose. So coming back to center. Lift up your left heel. You're going to sit down on your left heel and spin your right foot up towards the ceiling. Now, if that's not for you, sit your bottom down, left heel into groin, right leg extended in front of you. Okay, so you're either with me in fan pose, balanced on that heel, or sitting down, left heel into groin. Beautiful. And if you're with me in that fan pose, see if you can just come up into a little balance. Again, challenge us. If you fall out of your nest, that's okay. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly, if you're with me in that little balance, bring the hands down. And we're all going to turn the chest over that extended leg. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, we're folding forwards over that extended leg. Remember, your bottom might be on the floor and your left heel might be in towards your groin. Beautiful. And if you want a little bit more, those of you who feel quite comfortable and confident in this fan pose, your left hand takes hold of the outside of your right foot. See if you can draw your body down a little closer. So if you're sitting down with your heel in towards your groin, you can try that one too. Using that right hand to gently, that left hand to bring you down a little further. Beautiful. So if you have your bottom on the floor, heel in towards your groin, you're just going to change legs. Those of you down in fan pose will bring the hands down, lift the hips nice and high, and we'll swivel and change. So lift the right heel, sit down on that right heel, and you extend the left leg out. You might need to slide the heel away from you, lovely. Remember, you might be on the floor, right heel in towards groin. And those of you in that fan pose, you might try that little balance. Fingertips push the knee away. Ooh, I'm really wobbly this side, I can't do it. Oh, come on, Helen. There we go. Oh, I fell out of my nest then. And then let's bring the hands down. So we're all going to take a little forward fold over that extended leg. Remember, your bottom might be on the floor. Beautiful. And if you want that little added extra, the right hand takes hold of the outside of the left foot and you draw yourself down a little tighter. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly releasing. And wherever you are, just sit yourself down on the floor. Swing both legs out in front of you. Well done. And give the legs a little bit of a shake. Bring the soles of the feet together now. So depending on how open the hips are, really does dictate how close you want your heels towards your bottom. Just pause there for a moment, sitting up nice and tall. And see if you can, holding onto your shins, your ankles, press your elbows into your inner knees. And again, that little resistance now, as you press your elbows down, try and push your knees up. So you feel a little bit of resistance there. Take a nice breath in. And as you breathe out, release and see if the knees maybe drop down a little bit further. Let's do that once more. So as you inhale, you squeeze your knees up and push your elbows down. And exhale, release. So we'll see if we can now just begin to ease the body forwards over the legs so we might not come very far. And think about your chin or your chest leading the move rather than the top of your head. And those of you might want to try this, again, a little variation of reaching the arms forwards. Take a couple of breaths there, again, that breathing space. Lovely. Slowly, slowly sliding the hands back. If you had them extended out in front of you, hands to your outer knees, you can bring your knees together and extend the legs out in front of you. Beautiful. Let's slide the right heel in towards your bottom. So make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Left hand or elbow scoops that knee in. Take a nice inhale as you sit up. And as you exhale, take a turn towards that right knee and the other hand just comes behind you there. So try not to slump back through the spine, so really sit up nice and tall, using that hand behind you like a second spine. Lovely. And if you feel quite open in your twists, you might be able to sweep that left arm up and hook the elbow on the outside of that right knee or thigh. So you're turning your chest. And again, there's that little resistance pushing knee against elbow. That's not going to be for everybody. Lovely, lovely. Slowly, slowly coming back through center, extending the legs. And we'll change sides. So the foot stays on the inside of that extended leg, sitting up nice and tall. So right hand or elbow, again, the foot might be a little further away from the thigh if you need a bit more space. Take a nice inhale and exhale. We'll take that twist, turning the head. Other hand is quite close to your bottom. So again, you're using that hand behind you to prop you up like a second spine. Beautiful. And if you, again, have more space to find that twist and develop it, we come back through center, right arm lifts, and we hook elbow over that left knee, arm facing away from you. So that's quite a deep twist. So if that's not for you, come back to hand or elbow, squeezing that knee in towards the chest. Slowly, slowly, let's come back through center. Extend both legs, give them a little bit of a shake. Bring yourself to the middle of the mat, walk your heels in towards your bottom. Ease your way down onto your back. Let's finish off with a little shoulder bridge, walking your heels quite close to your bottom. Push the hips up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the bottom, squeeze the inner knees towards one another. And you can just lift and lower your hips if that's really what you want to do, just to release through the back. Or if you want something a little stronger to finish with, you might be able to tuck the shoulder blades underneath the body and interlace the hands. So as you push the little finger edge of your hands down, you can really push up through the hips down the chest. You might have to slide your head a little bit further away from you, up the mat. See if we can hold there just for a breath or two. And then releasing the hands. And if you'd like to join me by lifting your heels and rippling the spine down. It just helps me create a little bit more space. And when you're there, just pause for a moment before you bring your knees in towards your chest. And just release off with a little circle of the knees or a rock side to side. Then from there, finding a position that will serve you just for a few moments of relaxation. You might want to have your feet down and your knees bent and knocked into touch. Or finding that more traditional position for Shavasana with the legs extended and the palms up towards the ceiling. A little bit of space between your arms and your body. And maybe, again, that idea of finding something new and fresh. If you've never kept your feet on the floor, see if that works for you. See if that helps support the back. And we'll come back to that lovely quote I read at the beginning. Ventilate your life's atmosphere by creating breathing space. Ventilate your life's atmosphere by creating breathing space. See if you can, after that practice, come back to your breath, come back to that sense of creating a little bit of space. Not just breathing space, but space for us to be without as many pulls on our time that threaten to overwhelm us, particularly at the moment. A little bit of physical space for the body if we've been sitting down a lot recently, hunched over computer keyboards, time to find that space within the body. It's almost like a breathing space for the mind as well. Just for a moment we can focus on something other than the news, other than homeschooling, other than what's going on around us. And unselfishly focus on ourselves just for a moment. Allowing the breath to deepen, soften. Embracing a moment just to be still. Begin to deepen that breath now, so you're creating even more space with each inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, easing some movement back into your fingers, your toes, a little bit of wiggle. Maybe gently unfurling into that full body stretch, arms reaching back, legs extending. You might want to pause there just for a breath or two. Exploring that breathing space behind you and above you. And when you're ready, bringing your knees slowly into your chest. A little massage there. And then wherever there's space, to the left, to the right of you, just roll onto that side for a moment. Knees towards your chest. And then join me in a comfortable seated position. finding space across your sit bone, space so you can lift up through the chest. And so you join me just bringing the hands to the heart. Really think about lifting your breastbone to meet your thumbs. It really does elongate that space between your breastbone and your belly button. Lovely. Let's wait for everyone to take their time to join us. Closing the eyes for a moment. I'll leave you with that final quote to carry you through into the rest of the week. Smile, breathe, and go slowly. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Helen.
Lovely.